The Steuben County Historical Society says there's some ugly history in the southern tier, and it has to do with the KKK. WENY's Leanne DeRosa joins us now with the story. Leanne.
Aisha, the Steuben County Historical Society did some digging and learned the Ku Klux Klan was prominent in our area nearly 100 years ago. And tonight they shared the story with the community as part of their winter lecture series. It was a packed house at the Bath Fire Hall tonight as the Steuben Historical Society taught people about a scary piece of history, the presence of the Ku Klux Klan in our region.
It was extremely active back in the 1920s. There were meetings with hundreds and even with thousands of people, parades in the streets of Elmira and Binghamton and Bath and Penn Yan, auto caravans out on the rural roads. There were Ku Klux Klan weddings. People had Ku Klux Klan engraved on their gravestones.
Kirk House, the director of the Steuben Historical Society, said the KKK was prominent all over the state, but some of our rural regions appealed to the group. They had stations in Bath and Painted Post and held rallies at the Chemung, Steuben, and Yates County fairgrounds.
And of course, a lot of people were motivated by anger or hatred. They didn't like Catholics, they didn't like Jewish people, they didn't like immigrants, they didn't like modernism, they didn't like new ideas.
The KKK was constantly spreading its message. Tonight's listeners were shocked to hear that some of these events took place in their own hometowns. And although most of the KKK activity died down after the 1920s, some continued, like cross burnings, which actually continued on through the 60s and 70s, a time when most of the listeners were growing up. But overall, the historical lecture was a lesson for everyone.
Well, I hope they took away the fact that, there's parts of our history that we really cannot be proud of or pleased with, but that's something we have to face anyway. And along with that, I think that it has to remind all of us to do better today, here, now, our lives.
To learn more, you can always contact the Steuben County Historical Society, and their final event as part of the winter lecture series is on April 3rd about the railroads in Steuben County. In the studio, Leanne DeRosa, WENY News.